Hello and welcome to my CS50w Project 1 wiki. I'm going to be going over the specifications and we're going to see how it works out while using the app as well. So for the first specification, it talks about the entry page. Now visiting wiki title should take you to that encyclopedia entry. Let's try it out. Let's say one of these, so you can see I'm going to go for a CSS and it does actually take you there. So we go back and let's see the specifications within. The view should get the content of the encyclopedia entry by calling the appropriate util function, and it does. If I show you in the code, this is the view, and I have one called view. It's actually calling the util function to showcase the title and the content. Now, moving along, we have the if an entry is requested but does not exist, user should get an error page. Let's try that out. Let's go to, for example, say CS50w, and we can see it does not exist. Moving on, if the entry does exist, the user should be presented with a page. As I showed to you earlier, we can see the page here. For the second specification is the index page. Update index page such that instead of merely listing the names, you can actually click on them and it'll take you to that entries page. So if we go back to the home page, we can see that if I click on any of those, it takes me right to those entry pages. Third specification states that the user should be able to type a query into the search bar and you can search for that encyclopedia entry. If the query matches the name of an encyclopedia entry, the user should be redirected to the entries page. So let's say if I type here CSS, it should take me to CSS. If it does not match the name, then we should see if it matches a query of that substring. And for example, like ITHO should give you Python in the results. So let's try that out. Type in ITHO, and we can see, sorry, that I have one called Python and one called Python Java that I just created earlier, which means both contain the ITHO phrase. So clicking on an entry of these should take you to the result page, to that entries page. Basically, if I click on one of those, it's going to take me to that entries page. Okay, moving on, we have the new page feature. So clicking create new page in the sidebar should take the user to a page where they can create a new encyclopedia entry. Let's create the new page. You can see this is what we show, this is what it shows, and users should be able to enter a title and a text area for the contents. And as you can see, we have both there. Users should be able to click a button to save their new page, which is right here. When the page is saved, if an encyclopedia entry already exists, you should get an error message. So let's say you want to go for CSS. I know this exists. Is a paragraph. So let's try that out. It's going to give me an error because it already exists. Now, otherwise, if it doesn't exist, if it's new, it should be saved to disk and the user should be taken to the new entries page. So let's say something like this. And it doesn't exist, so it's going to make a new one, and you can see it showcasing here. All right, now for edit page, which is the fifth specification, it asks on each entry page, the user should be able to click a link to be taken to a page where the user can edit that entry's markdown content in a text area. So it's right here, the button. So if I click on it, I can edit it. Text area should be pre-populated with the existing markdown content of the page. This is the text area that you can actually edit. And the user should be able to click a button to save the changes, which is right here. Once the entry is saved, the user should be redirected back to the entries page. So let's see, this is a heading, let's make an edit, save that, and you can see then we were directed back to it, and this is the change that I've made. All right, now moving on to the sixth feature, it's the random page. Clicking random page should take you to a random entry. So let's click on random page, and we can see that. And for the seventh and last point, it's the markdown to HTML conversion. So we can see here that if I check out this one, for example, it was actually written by Markdown, as you can see, but it's being displayed as HTML. We can check this actually by doing view source, and you can see there's not a single line of Markdown. or anything except HTML. This was all about the project. Thank you for watching. This was Wiki.